Hello, fellow book lovers. Welcome to Audiobook Odyssey, your gateway to timeless stories and transformative reads. Today, we're exploring the powerful insights of one of the most influential self-help books of our time, The Art of Happiness by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and psychiatrist Dr. Howard Cutler. So, let's get started. The Art of Happiness is a deeply insightful book that blends the timeless spiritual wisdom of the Dalai Lama with the modern psychological perspective of Dr. Howard Cutler. At its heart, the book centers around one universal truth: the purpose of life is to seek happiness. But contrary to what we often believe, true happiness does not depend on external circumstances, wealth, or status. Instead, it emerges from our inner peace, compassion, and mental training. According to the Dalai Lama, cultivating happiness is a skill, something we can actively develop through practice and reflection. One of the core themes of the book is that happiness is a state of mind. This means that our thoughts, attitudes, and emotional responses play a far greater role in our well-being than any material possession or life event. The Dalai Lama emphasizes that by consciously shifting our perspective, choosing optimism over despair, gratitude over dissatisfaction, we can transform suffering into personal growth. He says, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. This simple yet profound message forms the emotional backbone of the book. Through their conversations, Dr. Cutler explores how the Dalai Lama maintains such a calm and joyful demeanor even in the face of immense personal and political hardships, including exile from Tibet. The answer lies in his spiritual training, particularly his focus on compassion, forgiveness, and the interconnectedness of all beings. The Dalai Lama believes that by recognizing our shared humanity, we can reduce anger, jealousy, and hatred, thereby creating space for empathy and peace. These are not just lofty spiritual ideals, they are practical tools for everyday happiness. The book also delves into the role of suffering in human life. The Dalai Lama does not shy away from acknowledging that life is full of pain, physical, emotional, and existential. However, he teaches that suffering can become meaningful when approached with the right mindset. Rather than resisting or denying pain, we can accept it as part of the human condition, using it to cultivate resilience and wisdom. This approach is grounded in the Buddhist concept of transforming adversity into the path of awakening. In other words, suffering can teach us to appreciate the good, develop empathy, and grow spiritually. Another important idea in the book is that of mental discipline. Just as we train our bodies to become physically fit, we must train our minds to become emotionally healthy. The Dalai Lama suggests practices like meditation, mindful breathing, and self-reflection as tools to develop inner calm. These practices help quiet the constant chatter of the mind, making it easier to focus on positive emotions like kindness, patience, and gratitude. Mental discipline also helps us become less reactive and more thoughtful in how we respond to challenges. Dr. Cutler adds depth to the Dalai Lama's teachings by bringing in scientific research from the field of psychology. He examines studies on depression, anxiety, and stress, and how our habitual thought patterns influence mental health. This integration of science and spirituality gives the book a balanced, well-rounded perspective. It shows that the Dalai Lama's teachings are not only spiritually enlightening but also psychologically sound. The book also addresses topics such as relationships, sexuality, work, and spirituality. The Dalai Lama encourages cultivating genuine connections with others through openness, honesty, and compassion. In romantic relationships, he stresses the importance of realistic expectations and mutual respect. At work, he suggests that finding meaning and helping others leads to greater satisfaction than chasing money or power alone. In terms of spirituality, the Dalai Lama takes an inclusive approach. He emphasizes that whether one follows a religion or not, the key to spiritual well-being lies in ethical conduct, altruism, and inner development. In the final sections of the book, the Dalai Lama and Dr. Cutler reflect on death, aging, and the search for meaning. Rather than viewing death as something to be feared, the Dalai Lama sees it as a natural part of life. By contemplating mortality, we are reminded to live more fully, love more deeply, and let go of ego-driven concerns. In fact, He argues that thinking about death can help us clarify our values and live a more purposeful life. Ultimately, the art of happiness is not about denying life's difficulties or chasing superficial pleasures. It's about developing a compassionate heart, cultivating emotional resilience, and learning to live with inner peace, no matter what life throws our way. It teaches us that happiness is not a gift that falls into our lap but a choice, a practice, and a way of being. The book serves as both a spiritual guide and a psychological manual, reminding us that we all have the capacity to lead more joyful and meaningful lives. Thanks for listening. If this summary inspired you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Audiobook Odyssey for more life-changing book insights.